if you hug me, you have to hug my wife.
Speaking of people I want to hug.
I'm sorry, Coach. Sorry, Coach.
Sorry about that. Welcome on the show. He is Mike McCarthy, head football coach of your Dallas Cowboys, brought to you every week by AA Best Bail Bonds. Coach, welcome aboard. How's your morning going?
It's going well.
Well, you know.
Jay, how you doing today?
I'm good, Coach. What's going on?
I'm just sitting there getting ready to rock and roll with them. I mean, this is the best way to start your day with some big red tacos and hanging out with you two guys.
There we go. Breakfast with R&R in the morning. I understand from Jonathan he was going to switch things up this morning. He was going to bring some burritos, kind of stretch his culinary flair. How's it look?
I haven't seen them yet. I heard they've arrived.
Well, he was excited to bring them to you, Coach.
Just told me they're here. So
well, we're glad you got them. Let's dive into the Fast and Furious Friday. That is the Friday before a big game. When you play the Patriots, you're getting on the road, getting away from home a little bit, and you're going against the legend that is Belichick. Certainly, the coaching comparisons and the competition are going to be underlying there. When you go against a team like New England and a coach like Belichick, how much do you focus on them, and then how much do you balance that with focusing on yourself? The old Sun Tzu thing about knowing yourself as well as your enemy.
Yeah, it's excuse me. It's something that you really focus on each and every week, and your weeks kind of go through the same process where you earlier in the week you're focusing on the personnel, and then Wednesday and Thursday you're really focusing on the scheme, the situations that you're going to encounter, and then when you get to Friday, you kind of circle around, and then you really dive into exactly what you're going to do. So that's a normal timeline for how we operate, how we game plan. So that is no different this week.
When you look at the tape and you see your own particular tells, your foibles, your giveaways, do you begin to use that in the grand chess game against a coach that will pick the scab, that will find the same weakness that you're looking at for yourself? Do you plan ahead for that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's part of the game of football. That's our job as coaches, and I feel like our players, compared to last year, are doing a tremendous job taking advantage of the video resources that we've made available, and particularly on the South Scott. And I think it's all part of the normal growing stages of an NFL player. I mean, you focus so much time on technique and scheme and things you need to do, but the most important video is of yourself, and that's something that I've preached since I arrived here, and I feel like our players are doing a great job focusing on that.
Coach, what can you tell us about Tyron Smith? Is he going to be okay? What is there anything that you can give us?
No, I think we're going to be fine there. We'll see how he feels when he comes in today, but it was not of high concern, but it was something definitely we had to. We have to make sure we stay on top of.
Coach, what is in those little first down pylon thingy majiggies, and what's in it that can make
that hurt Zeke?
Yeah, that hurt Zeke. What's going on, and do you like the the idea of the first down camera? Like, what's your take on it, and what's inside of that thing?
I mean, I like the fact that they're utilizing technology to better enhance ball placement spots and all that. But I mean, it's definitely something that needs to be talked about, because having the opportunity to stand over Zeke, we're lucky we didn't lose Zeke here. I mean, it's
right.
That could have been a freak injury that we'd all be kicking ourselves over. So, but yeah, it's not as light as it looks. I'll just tell you that.
Crazy looking scenario, man. And what do you do? Is there a complaint form that you have to fill out for the NFL that you have to fill up in triplicate and make sure they get it to the right booth to look at something like that? Because obviously, if it can happen once, it'll happen again.
Well, I mean, there's a process that goes on, everything that goes on the field on game days. There's football operations.
That's Coach saying, I don't know. That's Coach saying somebody else filed the complaint. I don't know how to get it done.
I'm going to let someone else take care of that, but it's something definitely that we're looking at, I can promise you.
Coach Mike McCarthy joining us here on San Antonio Sports Star. He does so every week. He's brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. You know, Coach, the cavalcade of young quarterbacks continues this week. You've gotten a chance to see a variety of different styles, but all good. Talk about the quality of quarterback in the NFL right now. It just seems like the youth is being served, and every week you're getting a different skill set, but all above what I think we are accustomed to seeing for young quarterbacks. And talk about Mack Jones in that.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I think it's something that goes on, particularly in waves, more years than others. I think Mack is clearly probably the most accomplished coming out of college. I had a chance to watch him, Alabama versus Notre Dame in the Rose Bowl, and he has excellent command of the offense, and I think today's quarterback, particularly in the space game, and throwing the ball and all the other things that you see more of in college, are coming in prepared, and he looks like he's handling the multiple defensive challenges that have been thrown at him so far. So I admire the young guys that are coming in and have to play in their first year, because I mean, if you ever play with a rookie quarterback, it's difficult. It's a challenge not only for the quarterback and the offense, but it's also a challenge for the whole football team. And this team here in New England, they're built the right way, defense, special teams, and the quarterback's doing a really good job, with their style of offense.
Coach, do you guys, as head coaches, assistant coaches, do you roll your eyes when the media or fans call it a trap game? Do coaches even say that term, trap game, or is it just every game you go out and prepare? Is that just a media thing?
I've seen it. I've been in rooms where it's been talked about. I don't really believe in that. I think if you think that way, that you're really opening yourself up for those that type of situation. I mean, this league is so difficult to win each and every week, regardless of who you're playing, and the health and the matchups that go into each game, and the amount of preparation that goes into each game. You have to look at every one of these games, especially on the road. I mean, road games this is a difficult place to play, let alone win games. So, I mean, those are the things that I always focus on.
Is there anything peculiar about the stadium itself that when you go to New England, that this is what we need to expect? We know the fans are going to be nuts, but that's a lot of places. Is there anything like on the field, wind conditions, that that when you walk into that stadium, expect this, be ready for this?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you have a game plan on that's part of your final preparation, and I'll go through that Sunday night with the team. Exactly what the weather, the wind. We talk about the surface, and you talk about all those things, all those types of things each and every week.
What's peculiar about your home field? Is it the sun in the third?
Home field?
Is it? Yeah. What do you know about your home field that other teams need to be aware of? Is it the sun in the third quarter? That kind of stuff.
What are you working for the Patriots?
No, exactly. I'm curious because one of the things, Coach.
Want to put that out there. No, there's no sun issues that AT&T.
Not at all. No, that's why we leave the curtains open.
Even ask that question.
Get him, Coach.
Because, Coach, I'll tell you the theme over the last week or so, Coach. The theme about your leadership with the Cowboys has been the remarkable resurgence of self-scouting, of knowing who you are and understanding how you fit into the scheme of how you're going to beat teams. And I think that was woefully missing in the past. And with the addressing of what we're doing now, it really feels like we know ourselves better than you could possibly know us. And because we know that, we can figure things out about you. And one of that is about your home field stuff and your approach to that. So forgive me for trying to draw some things out, but I do think that there's been a focus on things that, quite frankly, have not been that important in the past.
Well, I appreciate the intent of energy, but we don't want to talk about these things on the radio.
Yeah,
we can get together and have some Big Red and talk.
That's all we're doing right now, Coach.
Coach Amari Cooper. Hey, Coach, Amari Cooper said he said the SB word, last week. When we start having a season like this, you start thinking about Super Bowl. As with you, I know before the season started, you said, look, we're not trying to win, a game or two here, trying to win a playoff game. The goal is Super Bowl. So is it taboo? Like some people, you just go, game by game. Is that encouraged in your locker room to, hey, you know what, let's talk about it. Let's speak it into existence when we're talking about, winning a championship.
Well, what we encourage is real confidence in the reality of what it takes to to reach that ultimate goal. I mean, I always felt, and shared this with the team. You answer those questions honestly. We've made it clear what our goals are at the beginning of training camp, but it's a long road. It's a long ways away, and you don't want to take your focus off of that, because you literally want to pour everything you do in each and every week. So I don't think it's necessary to talk about it right now, because we've already talked about it. Yeah, I mean, we all understand, and we clearly accept the challenge of it, and I love the commitment of our players. I mean, our vibe. We've been talking about how good our vibe's been since the spring, and we need to continue to build that and grow, and because we understand what we're all in this for, but at the end of the day, we have to beat New England, because that's all that matters.
Well, first of all, when you say the word vibe, that is what I got in Oxnard. Again, that was my first training camp, so I didn't have anything to compare it to, but I felt it. So I know what you meant by the spring. So I don't know if you know, but now that y'all are playing so well, I don't know if you know how this Cowboy fan base is. I'm in the heart of Cowboy country. Yeah, you can't tell a Cowboy fan that y'all aren't the best team in the NFL. I'm sitting across from one that feels like y'all are the best team in the NFL. You got these people out here going crazy, and it's only week 6.
How do you manage that?
I love that, and I'll tell you what, I can't say enough about what our fans have done at AT&T Stadium. I mean, my goodness, these last 3 weeks have just been remarkable. Just the juice and the energy and the home field advantage that we have, and frankly, we're looking forward to a lot of Cowboy fans up in New England. So this is an incredible opportunity, and just love the way our fan base is bringing all this great energy.
Y'all gonna have fans in New England?
Are you kidding?
I don't know about that.
Are you kidding? Cowboy Nation travels. Come on, Rudy.
I don't know about that.
Travels. I mean, hell, I knew that when I worked on the other side.
We've been making those Pittsburgh types mad for years. That's Coach Mike McCarthy, head coach of your Dallas Cowboys. Before we let you go, I've been trying to find this someplace, and I heard you talking about it a couple weeks ago. There's you have 6 abiding principles. Is that an appropriate statement? And what are they?
Building blocks. Yeah, I think I've given you enough on the self-scout.
Well, I got a deadline, Coach.
You're taking all the good circuit speeches from my assistant coaches. I mean, we got to. These guys are going to all benefit from.
Coach, that is what we call a forward tease. Next Friday, Coach Mike McCarthy will reveal the abiding principles of being.
Answer on my part, but I appreciate you covering for me.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey, gentlemen, it's a bye week next week. We give Coach bye weeks off here.
That's right. He will have bye week off. So you'll have 2 weeks to prepare, Coach. Just a little self-study and preparation for the next meeting. Coach, it's always a pleasure sitting down with you. You're always so open and honest, and we appreciate that. From your head coach of Mike McCarthy of your Dallas Cowboys, heading up to New England. Good luck this weekend, Coach. We bid you good health, good travels, and we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good weekend.
Go get some tacos, Coach. Tacos are for champions. That's head coach Mike McCarthy of your Dallas Cowboys.